Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Cherokee Wolf Pup Limited 18 TO travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, leave plenty of room for that awning. On your off campsite, besides leaving room for your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are, and they're both here at the front of the unit. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once we arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. The unit has a hand crank. To the right will bring it up, to the left will bring it down. Your unit has a door that's about in the middle of the unit, so I would go ahead and use that. Put a level inside there. Once you got your unit level, the next thing we do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these scissor stabilizing jacks. Got a 3/4 inch hand crank right here. Put that on there. You can use an impact driver or drill gun. I just recommend you slow down when you get to the bottom. I recommend stabilizing jack pads. It can protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop. Keep them from sinking into that. Put them down. Run these down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. We just want to stabilize it. Get all four of those down, and we'll go ahead and hook up your water. Got your unit level, stable. Let's hook up your power and water. A big long 30 amp cord plugs in here. The way these go in is they go in like 11 o'clock. Turn it to noon. Put on this gray washer to lock that on there. At the end of that, should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Let's go ahead and hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up to a city water connection. Get yourself a water pressure regulator. This one's going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi and protect the lines in your unit. Grab one of these out. Hook it up where it says city water connection. Get on there nice and snug. Hook up your hose, but don't turn that hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. It's right there. All we're doing at this point is making sure our drain plug's back in there. Get this brand new Allen rod and plug. Throw some plumber's tape around that, not putty, some plumber's tape. Get that in there nice and snug, then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a few minutes, go inside and open up this slide if you have to, but I need you to get in there and open up all of your water lines. Get your sinks and your showers. Open up your water lines for those. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them, all the air out of the lines, and then shut them off. You're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping. In that case, we're going to fill up our freshwater tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can gravity fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or on the inside where you check the level of your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it up. Have someone watch the button inside. Once it's full, go ahead and put that cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hook the city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set to camp with power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing here on the off-camp side. One more thing I want to mention on your hot water heater. If it doesn't seem to be working, come out here and see if either one of these reset valves need to be pressed back in. There's a hot and cold shower, outdoor shower. Again, fresh water, city water. Storage here. Our low point drain, which should be easier to get to once our slide's closed. We're leaving the campsite and dumping those. Same thing with our sewer and wastewater dump. Got a spare tire. I recommend getting a cover for this. Keep the sun from dry rotting it over time. You should get a backup camera on there, or prep, I'm not sure on this unit. Got a big awning up here with a pitch control. These awnings are made for shade and light rain. Not recommended for high winds or rains. Bring it in storms. Got a vent for above your hood range. You can hook a TV on here. You got a couple outdoor speakers. Here's a 110 and cable down here. A flue for your furnace. Those do get hot, so steer clear of that when they're hot or when you're running it. Access panels to your back of your fridge. On your awning, you want to make sure your door is out of the way, going in or out. Over here, you pass through storage. You're prepped for solar here. You can plug in a solar panel. There's a bugger to get open. There it goes. Plug in a solar panel right there and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Speaking of batteries, check your batteries every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose. There's your regulator for your propane. Lefty loosey to open them up. Well, it covers everything out here. But take a look on the inside. Again, on your door, you want to make sure that it is out of the way for your awning, but you're also going to have to open it all the way in order to get your steps up and down. From the side of your unit, fire extinguishers right to your left as you come in. Up above that is a 110 with GFCI reset. And on the wall, some controls for slides, awning, and lighting. Alright, let's go ahead and work on our awning here. We'll move this door out of the way. I'm going to show you on that awning, you only want to run that out until you can see that flap fall down. If you hold that extend button down, it will continue to run itself out and run itself out past this point and start to run itself up onto itself backwards. Not just this one, but all units with these awnings. Shut off my awning lights as this is coming in. Again, making sure my door's out of the way. Slam lock our door. Our fridge is here. It's got a travel lock here on the front. Speaker location for our Furion radio. Turn that on. I don't know how much we'll pick up inside this metal building. So see what we can get. Scan, see if it'll pick up anything. But dual zoned. Put our volume down here. Speaker controls indoors, outdoors, or both.
Hey, it's Nate, April, and you in the morning.
A nice sound system. AM, FM, Bluetooth compatible as well. Microwave. Okay, that working for a second. Got a light and fan above your cooktop. You will turn this to light. That turns on your gas. Light it with a stick lighter. Back here's our control panel to check the levels of our brand new battery. Fresh black and gray tanks. That fresh button is when I said to hold down when you're filling your potable water. Here's where you turn on your water heater, and here's where you turn on your water pump when you need to use that fresh water. Down here on the wall is your 12-volt carbon monoxide and propane detector. That's hardwired to your battery, so keep that in mind if you're out dry camping. Breaker box and fuses to the right here, a handful of 15s and a couple of 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go out. Go straight to our furnace, crank that up. Now you notice when I shut your furnace off, it will take a few minutes for the fan to cycle through before that shuts off. Come back and do the air after that shuts off. In our bathroom, one touch lighting, hand crank open, exhaust vent. Access panel to your plumbing under your tub there. Over here, your table will wiggle up loose to this. Put your table on these wooden strips right here. Put your flat cushions on top. Gives you another sleeping quarters. Now let's talk about the sleeping quarters over here. So what you're going to do is usually two people, but one person lift it straight up and fold it down. And then you throw your mattress up there. While that's up there, we can jackknife this one down to give you a bottom bunk almost. Make sure we put these back for travel. We'll do that in a moment. I want to show you underneath your bed here. This access panel to your water pump and bypassing your hot water heater and your huge storage with your hitch work in it. Emergency escape window, 110 and charging ports. I'm putting this all back. Jacking this back up first. Best is standing in the middle and just lifting it with 2 hands. This is right down behind there. That about covers everything. Close the unit up. I start by shutting off my interior lights. That way I know any other lights that are on in the unit, I have to walk through and shut off by hand. Make sure our vent's closed. You're prepped for a TV back here. Looks as though the backer was on this wall. You see the screws here. So backer here, here's your cable in 110. These one-touch lightings are easy. Let me do your AC before we leave. Crank that up. All by the one control. 2 more lights and everything's off. Now I come back to my control panel and turn on my lights. Nothing. There we go. Now I'm going to say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slide from coming in. Just hit in on your slide. These utilize every inch to make sure everything's put away. Show up my one light and exit the unit. Again, on these steps, whether bringing them down or putting them away, make sure this exterior door is all the way open. That way I can set right up in there. Lock that in. Before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt this door. Lift and turn this handle. Alright, for our dry camper, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on to the nearest dump station or home, whatever we're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we're going to hook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and hand that up to the dump station. That's the dump station parked accordingly. Your dump's going to be behind your tires on your off-camp side. Hook up your sewage hose and pull your black handle. Now it's going to be your sewage lines. It sounds like they're no longer draining. Go inside, check the level of your black tank. Show it's empty. Come back out here, close that black handle, and pull your gray handle. While my grays are draining, my cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers, I come to my hot water heater. If we're not going to be camping for a while, we're going to lift up on this pressure release valve and dump that hot water out of there. Be careful. Push that back down so your door will close, and then pull your anon rod and drain plug. When your gray is done, again, clean the water, sinks your showers out, clean your sewage hose out for you, conveniently and sanitarily. Store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Wolf Pup for many years to come. Happy camping.